Yeah, because usually you hear me talking for the first minute or so I guess I should shut up.
That's seriously. Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for, 25 years and has gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She's an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and health advisor. This week, we're going to discuss, Astrology 101, and we will have life coach LaShae from Best Friend. My best friend? My best friend, right? It's good if I would write these things down as the producer. Anyway, here we go, Lana. Let me pull in LaShae, and we'll be good to go. Let's see. There she is. Boom. How are you?
It's so beautiful. I talk to you, verbally, and I've never seen her in person.
Thank you. You as well. I've seen you, though.
Yeah, you've seen me. So what we're going to be doing now, my TikTokers, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and 216thenet.com. So we're on 4 things.
You are all the way live. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Now, TikTok can't see you, but they can hear you. So is there a way you could turn it up at all?
I can. Yeah.
We're going to turn you up so that TikTok can hear you. Now, what I'm doing is the reason I'm interviewing her is one, so that you guys know we're going to be doing some astrology, because astrology is huge. I mean, every 85 years is all this is what's going on right now. Hi, Michael. So what's going on is I'm interviewing her because one, I'm helping people build their spiritual businesses. So if you've got a business out there, and I've got 1 million people watching me, so if you've got a spiritual business that you want me to feature and talk about and how you became to do what you're doing, I am more than happy to help you with your business, because I have been helping people grow their businesses, because I don't mind, because there's a room enough for all of us. So I'm okay with it. But a lot of times I get you guys, I find, because I'm doing a reading for you, and I just find you interesting, or I find it like really a positive, good place to be at. Okay. Hi Anna. Hi Michelle. Look, they're all popped on this morning.
That's it. Lisa, good morning. Yeah. Laura, hello. Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia. Okay, so
Mary Jane loves your sweatshirt.
Thank you. And this is my logo, you guys. I'm making them soon. That's my logo.
Nice.
And it says Enchanted Sky underneath. Yeah, I'm making them now. So I don't know if you can see them really good, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be making them soon. I just don't like how these turned out. They're a little dull.
Yeah, they don't pop. Dull. They don't pop quite so
much.
Well,
no, it's the actual. I had a company make them.
I wasn't feeling that. No.
Honesty is the key. Love that.
Yeah. So yeah, I was cranky when I came in, and he always makes me feel better. So I'm much better now. So I get overworked a little, and then I get cranky. That's only the time that I personally get cranky, is when I have too many things to do and can't get them all done, because being a Sag, because you try to do everything and you can't. So anyway, what I did is I have LaShae here, and you're going to tell me what I found so interesting for you is the fact that you're following your heart. And you're following your true purpose. And that's why I wanted to interview you. Not so much, I know that you are a life coach, correct? Mm-hmm. Isn't that, yes? But it's the fact how she became this life coach that I find really cool. because she has a little bit more guts than I probably would. Because didn't you just up and quit your job?
I did.
Yeah,
I
see, and
did.
I just am like,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah,
Although I'm gonna force myself to do it. You know, we've talked about my job, and I got 37 days left to be vested, and I just so. And I'm busy, and I think that's why I'm cranky.
1
'cause
month. That's all you got to worry about.
Yes, basically. Okay. So anyway, so tell me a little bit so we can advertise for you. Tell me a little bit about your business. Now you're in Atlanta, correct?
I am. I am in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, I
Now,
am.
but you go anywhere, right? You can talk to
I
anybody.
do.
Okay,
That
that's
is
what I thought.
correct.
Okay, so you're a life coach. So tell me about it. So what you doing?
Well, I'm LaShae, and my company is called The World's Best Friend. It was only natural that I called it that because I didn't by nature, I've always been loyal. I'm a Leo. So loyalty, confident, always giving advice. I found myself doing it too much, quite often on my job, with managers, with coworkers, with people I meet at the gas station. So it was like it was naturally my calling. So
Oh, see what
oh
she's playing some hip hop
I'm
over here,
sorry.
which
oh
is great.
wow.
It's a
Okay.
TikTok thing.
Hey,
Sorry.
DH, if people wanted to get a hold of you, where do they find you? You have a website?
I absolutely do. My website is www.theworlds with an S, theworldsbestfriend.com. And I'm also on Instagram as Beasia_LaShae. So it's BASIA_LaShae, LASHAE. Awesome. I see it there. Thanks, Lana.
Oh, man, I
That's
said
my
that
producer helping us out.
wrong. No, I got to
Oh.
spell it right.
So the thing that got me so interested in all this is the fact that you felt that you weren't resonating properly, right? In your other job or a career in your life. So tell me about that and how you made the decision and the transformation. Because I think that's what mostly people all they want to do like you're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? They want to follow what they, how did you discover all that?
Oh gosh. Ooh. Honestly speaking, it wasn't easy. um, it's almost like everyone says, you'll get that shift, you'll get that uncomfortableness. I was soaring at my job, got promoted, well recognized, because my energy is amazing. That's one thing. That's why I tell people I'm an energy healer.
Yes, yeah.
When I come in the room, I light it up.
Yeah.
But for months, things started shifting and the job became frustrating and uncomfortable. And it was like, oh my God, what is going on? And me knowing myself and knowing the effort and the just basically the will that I put into my work, I didn't understand it. And it just reminded me, things are gonna shift to make you make a move. And that's how I knew it was time. I had to listen to spirit. I even called you like, hey, I think I want to leave my job.
Yes, and what do I say? You know what? I tell you to follow that gut instinct because that gut's your soul talking.
Yep.
That feeling you get right below your stomach. You guys all know what I'm saying. Had somebody recently call me up and say, well, I followed my gut instinct and you know what? It was wrong. And I'm like, your gut's never wrong. But she goes, well, I'm not in the right job. I said, yeah, but that job's going to springboard you to the next one. So follow it. You'll be okay. And she's like, oh, really? I never thought of that. I'm like, yeah. So I get it. So that gut thing, So anyway, so I know that you've been pretty busy already, right? Doing some stuff already with people?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
See?
That when I tell you spirit will land you in front of the right people at the right time.
That's right.
It's like, oh my gosh, but you have to listen to it.
Yeah.
It's not like everything is just gonna come rolling. But you take that one client, and that one client is gonna introduce you to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yep.
And it's just like and you treat every client the same. No one holds more weight than the other.
So as a person doing this now, as a life coach, so are you finding that you're just finding where maybe their thought processes are wrong, or are you just their biggest fan? How do you do this for you?
Um, well, thanks to you and a few others, you guys gave me the confidence to listen more to my intuition, more to my spiritual side. And I get these spirit downloads
Yep.
that tell me things about my clients. And I'm like, whoa. Sometimes I'm talking with the client and I'm also arguing with spirit, like, no, I can't say that. And they're like, you better say it. You know?
I get that all the time. And you always know how I say it. I always go, well, this is not me talking. This is them. So
You
don't
have
be
to put
offended.
that in there,
But
right?
because you always do. You always feel like, oh my God, I can't say that to them. I had one woman, I had to tell them she was a control freak. And that's what they told me to say. And I go, well, don't be offended, but that's what they say. And you know what? They laugh. They go, that's my grandma talking. She always told me that. And
They
I
receive
kind of go,
it.
good. I'm like,
They receive
so
it.
I completely get it. So yeah.
That's the fun part. I look back after the readings or after the sessions, so to speak,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, I said it and they received it totally
Good.
fine.
So how can we reach you? So we've got your website up here, and right, we have the website.
Yep.
We also have. Then how do you talk to people? Do you go on Google Meets? How do you do it? You do it like I do it on Google Meet.
It's either a phone consultation.
Okay.
If you're in the Atlanta area, I
Mhm.
prefer to meet in person,
Okay.
so that
And
way you can get all of this.
you're
You
like
know?
me. Like if you're in the Chicago area, you can come see me. But if not,
Yes.
it's okay. Yeah, I get it. I get
And
it.
then I also do Zoom calls over the phone.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
when
That's
you schedule through the website, you can
I
kind of.
I have found her to be like enjoyable. I really do. That's why she's on my podcast. And she's like a high energy like myself. So we kind of like think alike and stuff. And so I just thought it would be interesting to put her on here because I think she'd be an extremely helpful coach for everybody. So
Thank you.
I'm glad that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're in alignment. Now, how did you feel when you did this? You started this, you just up and quit your job. You up and did that. Were you scared? I mean, yeah?
To be honest with you, it took me like 2 weeks to adjust.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do with myself. My desk, I'm so used to having 3 monitors on my desk.
Uh-huh.
I only have one now, and I'm like, oh my God, this feels weird. I get up and I get to the computer, and I'm like, I don't have a morning meeting today. What's going on? You know?
Uh-huh.
So it
Yeah.
really spiritually
So,
it was like rest before
mhm.
you catapult, you
The
know?
calm before the storm.
That part, because I thought being that it was rolling and I was trying to multitask and work
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
take clients, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go. I don't have time for my clients. But
Yeah.
once I quit, it gave me a mellow period because it was a mind adjustment. I'm leaving corporate America
Yeah.
and I'm freelance
Look at
now, and I'm like, oh my
that
gosh.
negative energy of corporate America, though. The negative energy.
Ooh.
Now, I know you still had self-doubt because the last time you called me, you're like, maybe I should just go back to my job. And remember you were mad about some stuff and there was some stuff going on with other people. And I'm like, no, you're okay.
Projections.
So sometimes we all need a little reassurance. So I get that.
That's correct.
That's kind of where I come in. I'm like, you'll be okay. And. So we all, and anybody knows that all of my friends are psychics and life coaches. Everybody, all my friends I surround myself with people like you. So there's a reason. And if you guys understand the positivity of that, then you'll get it. Okay.
Yes.
So, okay. But it was great talking to you. See, I wanted to talk to you about how you started and how you had the guts to do it because everybody wants to do what you're doing and they don't always have the guts to do it because of fear. And remember, I always say, what could you achieve if you had no fear? Right?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So,
yes.
But she is really good. Give her a call and she'll talk to you anywhere. She's like me. I've just talked to somebody in Bali yesterday. I called for a phone call. So I'm like, I'm all over the place. So, and I'm willing to do it. I get on Google Meet. I now have my international calling. I have a phone that does international calling. So I can make phone calls. I used to be where I'd have to get you guys online by Google Meet or WhatsApp, but I don't have to do that anymore. So I'm moving up. I'm getting, because I have
Yes, you are.
quarter to 30% of my phone calls are coming out of country. So with that said,
Nice.
No.
so any last thoughts?
One last time.
Sure.
The website is
It's www.theworldsbestfriend.com.
And that it's true.
there we go.
So okay. And
I
you
got one thing I want to tell your
Sure.
audience, Lena, about you.
Sure.
It's
Oh.
a fun fact because you guys are gonna love this one. Getting into this spirit and in this world and recognizing how to hear and listen to spirit, I wanted to get an ancestral reading to see like where my ancestors came before me, right? And it's not funny, but it's funny because with my personality, Lena helped me. And one thing I loved about her, she died. You ever had one of those friends that is like, yo, we're going to go and do this. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I don't know the consequences, but I need you to come on. Lena was like, all right, let's go. You know? So one of my family members was murdered at a young age, but she came through in the reading. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was young. I never knew the story. And I'm asking questions. And I was like, oh my gosh. I said, Lena, I feel like I need to solve her murder. So Lena was asking questions and we were getting tidbits. And for one, Lena, everything that you gave me was right.
Oh, good.
Everything that you gave me was right. I actually know who the murderer is, right?
Oh, okay.
I just don't know how to go about it in real life
exactly.
to prove it.
Yeah,
but it's funny, but it's not funny because with you and I felt like we were like Sherlock Holmes and the lady from Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
But we got that information. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I get what I get, right?
Yes, I never got to follow up with that. But when I tell you Lena's amazing, oh my gosh.
And give her a call because you can see her high energy. Like her energy matches mine.
Yep.
We're on like the same vibration. So it's pretty cool. So with that said, I'm going to start my podcast now, my dear. But please give her a call because she's awesome. Okay. And one more time, it's theworldsbestfriend.com.
That's correct.
Remember, right? Okay. Take care, LaShae. Do give me a call sometime, okay?
I sure will. Thank you for the platform. Thank you, guys.
Give her a call. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So, all right, you guys. What I'm going to do today is this light is in my eyes a little, so it's my light ring, you guys.
You're glowing.
Yeah, I'm glowing. Good morning. Hi. I'm getting people up. I want everybody to know on TikTok. I am live in a radio station. I am at 216thenet.com where you can find me. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. On TikTok, you won't see my screens. I've got screens where there's people posting and everything. So this is the first time I've been live on TikTok. So with that said, this is what I'm going to cover today. And then I'm going to do where you can ask me one question. And if you want more than that, remember, you can go to enchantedSky.com. And I keep losing connection off of TikTok. I might have to go to our Wi-Fi here in the studio.
Sure, whatever you need to do.
Okay, well, if it doesn't work, see, I lost connection, and I don't understand why. So, hold on here. I'm doing two things. Remember, we're doing there's a lot of technology going on right now. Here, hold on. It says it's connected, but I don't think it is. Hold on. It's all new to us. So
Valerie, please check her out. Go to www.enchantedSky.com.
What's the name?
Oh, it's
don't.
It's the CBCI.
Okay, hold on, you guys. I don't see any of it. Wait,
905 or something.
CBCI, 2.4 or 5.
Either 2.4 or 5.5. Either one.
Okay, I need a password though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to. Well, you guys, forget it. We'll do it next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't want to give out a password or anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, it's lost connection. So I'm sorry, everybody on
TikTok. We'll figure it out. It's new technology.
It goes unstable. It goes back on. It comes off.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody on TikTok. We'll get it down.
That's perfect. TikTok.
Okay. So anyway, I'm going to be covering Astrology 101 because I don't know if you guys know, but there right now, not only is Mercury's in retrograde, and it started Friday. So But it's also, we had a new moon, a full blood moon on the 25th. Plus, I have six planets in transit right now for me. So yeah, it's huge right now. And this only happens. Yes, it's Stephanie. Yeah, we know. Trust me. I was telling him about it and he started paying attention. Now he knows when Mercury's in retrograde because he's like, it is true. Stuff does happen to technology. So go figure. Anyway, but back to what I'm saying. It only happens, the planetary alignment right now is only once every 85 years. So it's once in a lifetime. So this is a good time, and you're usually pretty lucky because we have several planets that are in Sagittarius. Sagittarius happens to be a very lucky sign. Well, it's my sun sign. I've also got like 4 of my houses are in Sagittarius. Now, I'm going to explain what I mean by houses because some people don't know this stuff, and I've been studying it now. So I'm starting to get more. I'm not aficionado. I have friends that dabble in it. I'm starting to dabble in it. So I'm starting to look at people's houses. I'm starting to, okay. And by the way, you want to support my podcast? I'd really appreciate it. I haven't made $1, you guys, off of this. And this has been really hard on me because I'm working another full-time job and I'm barely got my head above water right now. Why? So if you could support me and I want to do my health center, that is what it's for. Go to Anchor FM and then Metaphysical Meanderings, and you can donate just $1. $1 a month. It would help me out. Anything to get me from point A to point B.
Go into the if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, anything of that nature, you can just go right into the comments and copy and paste that link.
There's also a link on my Facebook, and it says contribute to Metaphysical Meanderings. So you can. I made 81 cents this week. I mean, no, I'm not joking.
No, she's not.
I'm not joking. I made 81 cents. I mean, and this I've had it almost a year already. So if you guys could help me out and keep my head above water,
you may have to pay tax someplace.
Yeah, I'll have to pay tax on that. Yeah, what about 30 cents of it? Probably.
All right.
So anyway, so back to what we're doing. So transits, I'm going to cover all that. But right now, I'm going to do the houses because a lot of people don't even understand houses. Yeah. And there's 12 houses because that's the way it is. There's 12 houses. There's more than just the plant, my very excellent mother just served us 9 pizzas. There's more than that. There's Lilith. There's Chiron. A lot of people don't know that there is an asteroid that's been, they call it an asteroid, but it used to be a planet, and it circles the Earth too. And it's got an orbit. It's got a weird orbit, though. It's not a completely elliptical orbit. And it's Chiron. And Chiron is affecting it, and it's one of the planets considered too. So that everybody knows. A lot of people don't know these other things. Lilith is another one. Lilith is the dark side of you. The Lilith. So there's always something in Lilith. So yeah. I know everybody's like, ooh. Like, I like to kind of look at your dark side sometimes. When I do a reading, I just have a twin flame, and I did his Lilith chart, and he's kind of dark sometimes, man. I just like look at it, it's like, ooh. Like everybody has a dark side though. So, but anyway, so I'm going to go through the first 6 houses now so that you understand what houses are. Now, I know that some people are like, well, I kind of know. And I'm like, and that's okay, but there might be some information you don't know on here. Okay. Can you donate through PayPal? Yes. PayPal.me, isn't it?
Sure.
Enchanted Sky.
Enchanted.
Yes, you can, Stephanie. Thank you. Yeah, isn't it PayPal me?
Sure, I don't know.
It's PayPal.me or PayPal me. I can't. I just know Enchanted Sky. So PayPal me, PayPal.me / Enchanted Sky. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, guys. See, I'm just like I also have Patreon. And it's in Metaphysical Meanderings. So that's even another way. So, okay. Anyway, sorry. I'm so like, I feel kind of, I feel like I'm begging for money. I just am really self-conscious about this. So, like I want to help everybody.
You just need help. You're helping a lot of people. You're just asking for help.
I honestly, I have to do something.
Can't feel bad about that.
I know that's what everybody's like, don't feel guilty.
The gift you have is free. Your time is not.
That is true. I am spending, it takes me 5 hours a day for this. So on a Saturday, because it's an 1.5-hour trip. So, so when you think about it,
it's a longer trip than that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Like I have lots of yard work to do. I have 5 acres, so I've got behind. That's
all right. So the houses. Let's get back to the houses.
So okay,
Where
I'm
are we
meandering.
I know you are meandering.
Okay, so
I'm interested about the houses.
First, I know you are. So the first one is your ascendant or your rising. So what is your rising? That's your first house. Okay, how you would look, how you look to the world. Now it's controlled by Aries Mars. Okay, my ascendant's Pisces. So you have to remember that your ascendant sign is extremely important. So if you ever ask me for your rising, your moon, and your sun, I will ask for all 3, because your ascendant is how you appear to everybody, and that's how you know. Okay, all right. Oh, I did okay. Tammy, yes, I did do a reading on May 10th with you. Okay. You can ask one question, Tammy, in a second, in about 15 minutes. Okay. All right. So that it's your time and your place of birth, and all that's important. If you don't know, you can be off by, and this is what I find. If with your birth, you get your rising or ascendant sign, you can be off by up to an hour. So you don't have to have it exactly. Like if you said I was born at 2:01 and you were born at 2:59, it's not going to affect it that much. Okay. Now your place of birth, you have to know. That's important. Some people say you have to have the exact minute. I don't know if I agree with that, because I have watched a lot of people saying, I think I was born about between 2 and 3, and it's still accurate. So a little bit, there's certain things where you want the very minutes. Because think about it, with the doctor writes it down anyway. So it's about this time, or you know what I'm saying? All right. No. So anyway, so your rising is also controlled by Aries and Mars. Like every planet controls like a certain house. Sagittarius can control it, and I did not know this. People who are Sagittarius tend to be larger people. Maybe that's why maybe this is why I'm 5'7" and I'm like a lot, because I'm a Sag, and they're, from what I understand, that Sagittariuses have a tendency to be that way.
There you go.
I find that interesting, huh? Okay, so that's your first house. That's your ascendant. It's how you appear to the world. Okay, that's your first house. Now, just remember, some houses don't always have planets. There's not always planets in all the houses. So they can be, I know it's hard. Once you understand, and I'm going to start breaking it down really, really slow. Okay. So material life is your second house. That's your second one. All right. Your material life. That means how you spend your money, how you earn a living, what you value, and your self-esteem and self-worth. Now it's controlled by Venus, Taurus. Now remember Taurus. Remember how important Taurus is, because Taurus is the moneymaker. Do you see how they go? Taurus, Taurus, if you ever meet somebody who's a Taurus, they got to be able to make money, because they are the primary money maker people in the zodiac. Now I'm a Capricorn. I'm a business person. Okay. And I'm a Cap rising, and I have the ability to do a good business. And yes, money will come to me. I'm an earth sign because that's my rising sign. But like I said, Tauruses, if they're not making money, you're out of alignment. I'm going to tell you what. I mean, if you're like, I'm broken, I can't do my job right. Nope, you're doing something you're not listening to yourself then. We choose to come in when we come in. You do know that, right? You always hear about some people going, well, I was born early and my doctor set the date. No, you knew the doctor was going to set the date. Do you see what I'm saying? It's more than just a coincidence. Yeah, I have 81 cents. Yeah, I know. He's showing everybody I got 81 cents.
No, they can't see this.
Oh, they can't see that? Okay. Yeah. So anyway, go figure. But so your material life is your second house. Right now for me, I've got a major transit going on in my second house, because I'm going from one job to another, and this is where I'm supposed to be aligned. You can tell the difference, right? Like the people that are around me at my other job, I'm cranky all the time. I'm crabby. And it's because this makes me happy. So then I'm really myself. So if you guys think that you're, like, remember I told you the intent, the alignment, and then the manifestation. Well, it's true. So just remember that. So now your third house, the third house is the house of siblings or relationships, communication, technology. It should be affected by Mercury in retrograde. So your third house of your relationships, and usually how you grew up is extremely important in the third house. So it's house of siblings. How do you get along with your siblings? Why? What trauma has happened to you as a child? It's all in your third house. And it'll be affected by Gemini and Mercury. Mercury in retrograde, see? So there is a planet in that. So it's Mercury in retrograde. Now the Mercury in retrograde, by the way, you guys, is in Aquarius right now. Aquarius is a communicator. Mercury likes communication. So it's very happy here. And you probably are going to have some type of problem with communication this month. Of course, I'm getting my observation and review right in the middle of Mercury in retrograde. We were just talking about it. I'm like, really? Like, I hate when I get, like you get your review from work from in the middle of Mercury in retrograde. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm like, but also I have noticed that if you are in, if Mercury retrograde's in your sign, you have a really good Mercury retrograde, or you have a horrible Mercury in retrograde. The only time I've ever had a really, really good Mercury in retrograde is when it's been in Aquarius or Sagittarius. Now my Aquarius is because right now that's where mine sits. My third house is sitting there. So, but my Sag, when I had a really good Mercury in retrograde, it was the best I've ever had. It's in Sagittarius. And by the way, talking a little bit more about that May 25th transit, everybody's got something going on in their chart right now. Everybody. Now, I'm in 6 major transits, like I said, and 6, that means 6 changes. They're in transit. And I know that. And one's in my second house, one's in my third. I mean, I know there's all kinds of stuff. A lot of times, if you ever get up, I don't know about you, but you can feel this energy, you guys. I know you can feel this energy that I'm talking about, because I woke up at the 26th. That would be the 25th to the 26th, just crying and crying and crying. And why? Because I was letting go of some crap from my childhood. I was bullied a lot. I got bullied. I'm too nice. I feel like sometimes I appear like I'm kind of this hard ass, but I'm not. I'm like I have a friend that always used to tell me I'm like an M&M. I have this hard coating, but like I'm melt inside and like let people push me around. Well, anyway, but yeah, I woke up and I said, is this the 26th? I said, is there something up with the moon? I said, I know there's a full moon. And I'm like, yep, it's part of my chart. I'm letting go of a lot of stuff so I can go forward. And so I've been online, I've been on my YouTube talking to other people live, and they're saying the same thing, that they can feel this energy. It's a really intense energy right now because there's so much going on in the planets. Okay. So needless to say, moving on now. I'm only doing half of them, by the way. I'm only going to do the first 6 because I figured I wouldn't have enough time. Okay. So the fourth one is how this one, the houses, third one's house of siblings, and it has to do with communication and how you communicate. Were you quieted as a child? Were you made to not say your feelings? See how that does? Also has to do with technology. Now, fourth is really, really close to it, but it's still a little different. So the fourth one is your childhood home and how you grew up. Now, and it's so, see how they're sort of alike. Now, it can represent, though, your mother and your father and your relationships with them and how they affected you. It can be childhood traumas also. So see, they both can sort of be kind of like that. Okay. Did you have a problem with your father? Couldn't you not communicate? Were you unaccepted by your mother? Well, it has to do a lot of that sits in your fourth house. And a lot of these times, these things sit for healing, for that you can get healed.
What if you had a real good relationship?
Oh, no, that's fine. It has to do with your self-esteem. You probably have great self-esteem. If you don't, it's time for some healing to go on. Okay, with them. And it's interesting because there's subtle things. Like I didn't really have any problems. I mean, everybody's got like little things with their parents, but I mean, my mother was my biggest fan. My dad was just my dad. I mean, we weren't real close until he got older. When he was really sick, that's when I got kind of like closer with him. And it shows up in there that I always felt a little abandoned by my dad. And emotionally, I guess so, but it appeared in there because we looked at it in the way I looked at it, and the way I'm learning my astrology is I'm looking at my own chart, because then I can understand what's going on. And I'm starting to look at other people's charts now. And I guess so, because sometimes he wasn't there when he should have been. And he always felt guilty about that, by the way. And he made up at the end for it. So, but anyway, so that's kind of what that is. And that's the thing that the moon and Cancer control how your childhood home life was. Okay. So you can see how the planets control houses. Okay. So now 5 is creativity, the arts, beauty, pleasure, astrology, relationships with your children, place to release emotional issues. I mean, that's your 5th house. Your 5th house is your creativity. How do you do your creativity? Okay. Is it in music? Is it in literature? Is it writing? See, I'm going to tell you as we go. I've got a transit in my creative house. In my 5th house. Now I had one in my 2nd house. Do you see how, and they're changing. Okay.
I do my best thinking in the shower. My house must have a good shower or something.
You know what? After I do a lot of readings, I have to like cleanse myself with water. So I either take a shower or I sit in a salt bath. Okay. Gosh, we need a new start. Yeah. I am telling you now that this is the big transit. I'm telling you, if you're going to make anything, Michelle's, I feel it too. If you're going to make any changes, and remember, this is the year of change, make it now. Do it now, because this is the perfect time. Now, it's also, by the way, the transits that are going on are extremely lucky because they're in Sagittarius. Sagittarius people appear lucky. I could be walking down the street and I see a $20 bill. And you're like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. Well, short story really fast. So Sunday night, I had a dream that I won $154,000. And I thought, oh my God. Or is it 15,000? I'm going, no. I think it was 15,000. Oh, I'm so excited. That day, I'm like, I don't know. The day was going on. I get a little cranky. And I got a call, and out of the clear blue, because remember, this is lucky. Phase is lucky. The moon is lucky right now. And for the next 6 to 8 weeks, it's lucky, even though we're in Mercury in retrograde. And I got a phone call. I have back money coming. It was $1,540. I was off by a 0. So, and I dreamed it myself, but I said, do you see how lucky that is? It just out of the clear blue. So if you're going to play the lotto, you guys, I'm not going to guarantee you're going to win the lotto, but play the lotto. Because the luck is just, especially if you have lots of Sagittarius in your chart. And if you don't know how to find that out, go to Astrology Cafe and they'll put it up for you. You have to know your birth date, your time, and your exact birth location. Okay. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna move on, but do something for yourself. And if I've got, my chart has 3 major houses in Sagittarius. That's what makes me so sad. Even though I'm so keen, being cusp, I'm a cusp reader because most of my followers are cusp people. You're a cusp person too.
I am a cusper.
We are both and neither at the same time. And so it's hard to, I'm also Capricorn. At any point, I can pull a Capricorn reading for our tarot on YouTube and it'll be accurate. You can also pull your moon out sign too, because that'll be accurate also. And you kind of look at all 3 and you're like, well, they kind of say the same thing, don't they?
Thanks, Paulette.
They do. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Paulette. Some of these people too are people I've just read for. I just see they're popping up. So
nice. Welcome
I
in.
read for them last week.
Welcome for getting caught in the net.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So for 5, like I said, the Leo and the Sun control your creativity. And I'm a creative person and I have a thing for the Sun. I like my Jeep is yellow. I love yellow too. Yellow and turquoise are my two favorite. Yeah, the sun. There's a reason I picked the sun, guys. I collect them. So like I'll find something with the sun on it, and I've got an entryway, and it's really, really long. It's like a corridor almost. And when you walk into my house, and it's nothing but suns. Because I collect suns because I like them. I think they're cool. And they're cheerful but it's also creativity. So see how that all connects together? And yet, like I said, Leo and Sagittarius get along a lot because they understand each other. So Leo, I would understand why I would sit in the house of creativity, but I have a major transit right now because I am going from one career to the other in the middle of this year, and I know it. So that's why. See how it goes? Okay. So this is also a place for you to release your emotional issues. Is the fifth house, because it's your creativity. It's how you get. I know when I'm really stressed, I was just telling my came in, I'm just overworked, okay, right now. And I know that. And I need to draw more, paint more. I need to, I'm right today. I'm going to go gardening. Gardening is a big thing for me too, a real creative thing. I grow hostas. You knew I have a hosta farm, right? I sell thousands of hostas. I'm getting ready for my sale. And I think that's gotten me a little not stressed, but I'm I know I've got a lot to do. So anyway, 6, that's my last house. And we're almost to a point where we're going to start asking questions, you guys. Okay. Virgo, that's the person that controls the 6th house. That's your daily life, your routines. Mercury and Virgo are connected to the 6th house. Okay. How you view yourself. It also controls your health and your wellness. So think about that. If you're looking at your 6th house, so if you go to astrologycafe.com, look in your 6th house and look up what's sitting in there. What do you have sitting in there? Okay. For me, I'm a very healthy person. I'm unusually healthy. I had a little bit of a blood sugar issue, but I've lost 40 some pounds. By the way, I know I look a lot thinner. I know I looked back in July and I went, wow, I've lost, because it's a lifestyle change. I'm not going to say I'm on a diet. And I'm not going to say I've lost weight, because if you say you lost it, you might find it.
Yeah, that's right.
So I have changed my diet, and I don't pay attention to the scale. That's what I'm doing. And it's working. And I notice I feel better, but I also notice that all my blood sugar came down 10 points in my overall and I just took out sugar. I have no sugar anymore. But in general, I'm very healthy. So just remember that the 6th house controls your health and your wellness and your need for, are you a exercise buff? Is that important? It would appear in your 6th house, which more I will tell you about as we go. Okay. So
which house is the house of the rising sun?
Well, you'll see it would be Leo, because look at 5 is creativity, and it's Leo and sun connected to the 5th house. So there you go. You answered your own question. You tried to be funny, and there really is one like that. So there you go. I gotcha.
How about that? Well, I was actually interested because I'm like, wait, I didn't know there were houses, right? Because I'm new at this.
Yes, you are.
And the interesting thing was, when you said that, I thought of that song, but there is a house of the rising sun.
Yes.
So now I got to go back and listen to that song a little better.
Yep. So I'm really fast about the eclipse that's going on. The supermoon and the eclipse, you guys. It's also an eclipse, and it happened. We couldn't see it here in the Midwest, but you could see it out west. It's also particularly lucky. And it's also time to do those dream fulfillments. I'm telling you, do it now. It's everything. It's like you can't go wrong. You've got, if you wanted to quit your job, do it now. And I'm right with you guys. I get this. I mean, I've taught for 30 years.
We're in this together.
Yes, exactly. But I am getting ready to retire. So I have a little bit different thing. But it's very healing. Freewheeling, break free from your past, free yourself from self-talk, positive self-talk.
Yes.
You're going to be cutting yourself free from situations that you've outgrown. That's what's going on with this super moon that just happened. All right. Another one that we talked about was Chiron, Chiron, is another planet that's in your chart. Okay. And like I said, it's a comet. Okay. It's about, and that's another one that's in transit. So with this moon, you've got the healing inner wounds, inspiration. Everything seems to be faded. It's all has to do with all of these planets that's all over the place right now. And remember I said May would be significant, and I didn't understand to look to the skies. I just know that's what I was told. So it's a combination of this, and not to mention that we've been talking about aliens. And
it could be that blood moon, the super moon, right?
Yep. So with that said, I'm going to start my reading. So I'm going to close.
Okay. And now listen, ladies and gentlemen, as we begin this, please be specific. There's a lot of energy, a lot of people tuning in, hundreds of thousands of people right now. So please don't just say, "Do you got anything for me?"
Yeah, don't do that. If it's too general,
be specific.
Yeah.
Here, we'll use sweet gestures. Good morning. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the last 23 years. I'm ready to start the next book of my life. Any suggestions?
It's something creative. You're doing something creative. You're like running a small business, doing something small. So I don't know if it's. I feel like there's something cutting. You're cutting, but I feel like there's bead work or there's something creative and it's small. And that's what you're going to do, and it makes you happy. I don't quite know what it is. It's embroidery. There's something. It's something small. Like maybe it is just beading. I don't know, but you're really good at it though. Like you're amazingly good at it. I even say, do you cook? I feel like you might be doing cooking or something too. It's very creative for you, and it starts really small and it really slow, and it builds and builds and builds and builds. Okay,
that's
Sweet
exciting.
Gestures. Okay,
yeah, that's exciting.
It should be.
Anna says, "Do you see me ever writing a book? And if so, what kind? I've been thinking about this, but have writer's block forever."
Anna, it's a children's book.
Ooh.
I want you to go on Cattails and Lollipops. Oh God, and okay. There's something on my Facebook. You belong to my Facebook, I believe. There is a company looking for positive children's books that have a message. Go tap on there. It's on my Facebook. I can't remember what it's called. It's something like that. Something and something. Cattails or dog tails and lollipops, or it's something like that. Okay, go on there and just check that website, and you'll know what I mean.
Beautiful. Okay. Michael, good morning. Michael says, "I'm an Aries sun, Scorpio rising, Cancer moon. I had my chart read, and the astrologer said my moon was very out of bounds. Can you explain what that means?"
Out of bounds. I don't know what that means exactly, but I would say if it were me and I were looking at that, I would say you're always having a hard time with your emotional life. Keeping your emotions together and being part Cancers, you guys drip. You drip of emotion. You try so hard to keep it together. And you, from the outside, a lot of Cancers will look like they're not emotional, but they're just inside a mess. That's my husband. My husband's a Cancer. He's just like this. And if he's listening, he knows I'm right.
I'm a Cancer.
Yes. Yeah, you are too.
But she is right.
But yes, he looks like he tries to look like I can read him like a book. And because I've been around him long enough, but he tries to look like he's all together. And he's like, and he'll look at me and he won't say anything. "I'm very upset," or something like that. He'll just, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know you're trying hard."
Sometimes some scrambled eggs.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Liz, I've been struggling for the past few years with the feeling that there's something else I should be doing. Just not sure what or where to start. Feeling a big sense of change. Anything there for Liz?
That's from the moon. The moon and the transits going on right now. Liz, I want to say it's counseling of some sort. You're counseling others. I don't know if you're doing like a life coach or a Reiki healer, or it's something like that though. You're helping other people, and it's really, really strong on you. Like I wanted to say, I know this is something that I've thought about doing on part-time. Is I'm very good with Alzheimer's patients because they're still in there.
Sure.
Okay. And you have to understand as their soul and when their body gets really bad, they step out of their body and they stand there next to their body and they talk to me. And I know they're in there and they know that I know they're in there. And I'm very good with Alzheimer's patients. And I thought about going maybe to some Alzheimer's wings and just donating some time. I've thought about doing that and here we go. I want to bite off more than I chew. I want to help the world.
That's right.
Anyway, I'm like,
Virginia says, "Love you. Do you think the moon is hollow?" Hallowed? Like hollow? HO?
LLO or hallowed, like as in sacred.
Sacred.
Because
yeah.
it is sacred. The moon is very sacred. I am a sun worshiper. My best friend is a Cancer. Tells you everybody's a Cancer.
Mhm.
She's moonstruck. Like she calls herself moonstruck because the moon is so like she just can't get over the moon ever. She's like loves the moon. I love the sun. And I say that's why we're best friends, because there's some type of like karmic psychic connection there. So if you being like reverent, like in reverence, hallowed, yes, definitely.
For long,
Definitely. It's very, I don't care what anybody says.
Many
You're gonna tell me-
societies, yeah.
well, you're going
throughout
to tell
the
me
ages, yeah.
that a planet that can control a tide
Right.
of a whole ocean is not going to make effect on our bodies. You're so full of crap. I mean, seriously. And the people go, oh no, there's no evidence that says that full moons affect us. You're full of garbage. I've taught for 30 years. You're going to tell me I can't tell when there's a full moon and how my kids act at school? I know better. And any teacher would tell you that.
That's
okay?
right.
So let's go to the next thing.
Princess Addie Lou says, I'm February 14th, Valentine's Day, born right at 12 noon in Los Angeles. Any message for me from my mom or my guides regarding my life path?
Okay, Princess goes, so this is what I'm getting. Would your mom have had real dark hair, kind of wavy and about this long? Because there's somebody coming through for you, dark eyes, dark hair, but it's a little wavy like, and it's all basically one length, and it's about this length, maybe a little longer, and it's thicker hair. I don't know. Oh, this must be your mother, because she says she loves you. And she didn't want to leave so soon? Get back to me on that. That's what I'm getting from her. I'm right? Okay, yeah, she says, yes, I'm right. Says that she didn't want to, that's my mom, yep. She didn't want to leave so soon, and she's sorry, but she's trying to help you make the change you're trying to do right now from the other side, and she's helping and putting things in your way. Pay attention. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, next question.
JD says, any advice for me to be successful in my dream field?
Is it computers or games or like video games? Or I'm seeing a lot of computers around you, like video games, or is there something, JD, that has to do with that somehow? Or apps, or there's something technology based, JD. Is that what you're doing now, or is that what you want to do? Because that's what I'm seeing. Let me know. Because I don't. Okay, come back to me, JD, because it's something like I don't know if that's what you're doing or want to do, but I'm seeing that. Okay, so it's hard for me when I can't like directly talk to you. Okay.
Shin says, hi Lana, I'm 37 and single. Without much of a career, I'm afraid I'll be alone forever. I feel I can't go alone much longer.
Don't look. First of all, don't look. They'll happen. It'll come to you. You have to wait a little longer. Now, I hate to say this, but you're working on stuff. You have to be in the right place. You're still not in the right place. That's what they're telling me to tell you. You're going to have somebody before you're 40. They're coming into the picture in about a year and a half. And I know that sounds like a long time away, but there's something you have to get rid of. You have to heal from something. I want to say there's some trauma from your family, and it has to do with your relationship with your dad. There's some type of trauma that has to be completely healed, because this person is not, I don't know if it's a twin flame or it's just a really deep soulmate, but you won't be able to keep the relationship together until you get that healed. So to find out whatever I'm talking about, remember, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm repeating what I'm told. And that's what they're telling me to tell you. And if you get that out of the way, the relationship will last till you die. Okay. Until you get rid of that, you won't be able to keep it together. Okay.
Wow. Beautiful. Emma says, hey, Lana, please, can you send me positive energy? I have a recorded assessment at work on Tuesday, and I have to pass to be able to continue with the job. Yeah, good vibes,
okay.
sister.
I'm going to try to send you some positive energy. I feel like, do you have to take it? Is something backlogged where you would retake something or take something additionally? There's some type of snafu going on. It must be because of Mercury in retrograde. There's like a snafu with paperwork or something that's coming your way. I don't understand what that means, but I think I'm supposed to tell you that. Okay. I will say a little prayer for you and all that, because I light candles for everybody and I write down their name. But I will. But there's something that's snafu-y. There's something kind of strange there. Okay. Okay. So just to let you know that I don't know if it's gonna get backlogged or you have to do a test again or there's something weird there. Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Noella Simmons says, "Hi, first time on your broadcast. I'm a Libra and I'm moving to a new state for a job. Was this a good move? Still need to find housing. Am I going to find something affordable?"
Yes. Now, I'm going to tell something because I made a prediction that I thought that the housing market would start to slow down and probably the bubble would burst in June.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I just read in the paper yesterday? That the housing market is starting to, I don't know about, because you know more than me.
Mm-hmm.
I have been told that the housing market is slowing down and I'm starting to see more houses for sale because my kids are looking and they're getting houses. They're starting to look at houses that haven't been bought up out from under them. So things are starting to slow down. And do you think the interest rates are going to raise?
Mm-mm.
Not anytime soon. No,
I wouldn't think so.
You don't
no.
think so? Okay.
No.
He's a mortgage guy. So,
Yeah.
so, but anyway, yeah, you will find something, but you have to look. It's good. You're gonna have temporary housing for about 6 months. After that, you'll find a more permanent location for yourself. Yeah, this is the best time to move. It's the very best. I mean, I'm just telling you all
That's
about the way the planets sit.
I just jumped jobs too. Absolutely love it.
Yep. See.
Yep.
See.
Paulette says, on Saturday, June 5th, I have to pick up my boxes and other small personal belongings from my ex-husband's house. Will it be safe for me to go alone or should I have someone with me?
He's going to make some nasty comments to you. Make Paulette take somebody with you. He isn't going to, it's nothing violent, but he's going to be like
A jerk.
So make sure you take somebody with you. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Desiree says, I got a call out of the blue about a potential job as an interim job. It appears the leader is getting terminated due to unethical activity. Will I be considered for this job? Will I get it?
Yes, but you have to pursue it. And I don't know quite what that means, but I want to say don't give up on it and nag them or something. But do keep after them. That's all they tell me, to keep after them. So don't let it go. Okay, if you back off, you might not get it. But if you pursue them and keep on them, you will get it. Okay?
Sweet. Anne says, will I find someone reliable to look after my store so I can go away for a couple months?
And I saw that you have a scheduled appointment with me. I saw that. I do look at all of you guys' names and I pay attention and I recognize your names. And yeah, you're going to have to really look. But I know this is crazy. I want to say, I know you probably aren't looking for somebody young because you're like, oh my God, they're young. The person will be young. So yes, you will, but you're going to have to look and look and look and test them out a little. Okay. And you'll find the right person, but they're young. I mean, we're talking like easily under 25. Like they're maybe 21, 22 years old. And you're like, really? Because, they're young, but this person is reliable. Okay.
Got it. Stephanie, I have psychic abilities. Should I use my abilities to start a business helping people?
Why wouldn't you? That's what I do. You know that, Stephanie, 80 to 90% of all psychologists and therapists are also psychic. Did you know that? And if you really follow the teachings of Carl Jung, you will see that he completely believes in everything we're doing. And it's part of his, instead of being Freudian, he's Jungian, and everything we're doing is what he does and believes in, including hypnosis, past life regression. Okay.
Hey, good morning, Shana. Shana says, fun show, Lana. Are you ever put in a position where you refuse to deliver a message?
Yes.
Or do they know your personal limit giving information?
Yes. Okay. So here's yes. There's been times that I have kept my mouth shut. In a couple places. And a lot of times, I hate to say this, they're real devout, like maybe evangelical Christian or something, and they don't want to hear what I have to say. And they're also, when I'm out in public, there's been times where and you've seen it, I know you guys have seen it like on TV shows, where like the psychic walks up and says stuff. I have to really, really force myself to walk away at times because I'm not sure how they're going to receive the message. A lot of times it scares them, and I don't want to scare anybody. But there's been times like I've been pushing my shopping cart and like across the store, I see the person standing there and there's a person standing behind them talking to me, and I won't say anything. And then I want to. And there's been times when it's been wonderful and I've said stuff to them. And then there's times that I just get this feeling that, no, you better not say anything. But, and it's also personal limit giving information. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. If somebody calls me and makes an appointment with me and they have a lot of negative, nasty energy where they're testing me, I'm not a trained dog. I had somebody that was so nasty with me, and I've only done it a couple times and thousands of, I made 25,000 readings probably. I hung up on them. And then she slandered me all over, and I went, you know what? I even told you, I gave you who was your family member, name to a T, told you who was there. And then she's like, well, and she kept going, well, what's up for me? And I said, well, you have to be more specific. Well, I'm not talking. You're the psychic.
Yeah, you don't have a crystal ball.
And and I said, well, I will give you information so that you understand how I do it. And then I try to translate. So she's talking to me about your job. Yeah, well, what about my job? And I'm like, but she's telling you trying to make a change. Yeah, well, what kind of change? I'm sorry, I hung up on her. And it's so funny because, and I know this sounds bad, but the other side said, yeah, she's a huge control freak. She was trying to control you the whole time. And I'm like, and I even said, I'd give you part of your money back because I'm like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And I offered it to her and she's like, yeah, not taking it.
Real quick, JD says he was about his dream job, whatever. He said that it is in music and production, not necessarily games.
Oh, okay. I saw computers. That's why. Okay. Remember I kept seeing computers? Yes, it's going to work for you. You're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yep. And of course, if we didn't get to you today, of course, because our time is short, please reach out at www.enchantedsky.com. Book a reading with this incredible master psychic, and she can certainly help you out. One last one for the road that we'll say is Kathy. Kathy says, I moved home to take care of my mom, and all hell broke loose. Do you see me taking care of her?
Yes, but no. Yes, you are, but you're also going to have help or something. There's somebody coming into the house to help on occasions. I don't know if it's a nurse. And it will settle down, but it's going to take about 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, that'll happen. Yep.
All right.
Okay. That is it for today. Thank you, everyone, for getting caught in the net with us. Remember, go to the podcast area. I'm going to post that real quick as well. And paypal.me/enchanted sky and help out, help support the show, help support Lana for all the good that she's doing in life. She really wants to put together some income so that she can create a healing center.
Yes,
so,
I do. Yes, I do.
For all of us here at 216 The Net, we are humbled and blessed that you spent your Saturday morning with us. Until next time, stay safe. Stay in one of your 12 houses. Or not.
Next week, the last 6.
Next week, the last 6.
And then I start explaining them better.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.